So today I wanted to dedicate, I told you guys that we had rented a different house. It was 25 minutes closer to Scioto, right down the highway, in a town called Brunswick, Ohio. Now, it wasn't just the proximity of Brunswick, Ohio to the highway and to Scioto Downs and Southern Ohio and Kentucky and all the places I'll be going this summer. It was a bigger place. Truthfully speaking, maybe a bit bigger than we needed, but we weren't quite ready to buy a house over here. We don't really know. I have a feeling of a gypsy to me right now. We're renting and not really certain, what is best for our family, what is best for us, what is best for the barn. We're trying to wait and see let everything settle and then make a decision. And to do that, you have to rent, right? You can't buy a house. It makes no sense. So there's not a lot of places there's a lot of places you can rent that are smaller, or they're not quite, they're off the beaten path. And it just happened that Amy and I were just looking at a couple of spare minutes to ourselves, and we're looking for a place and found one. And we were lucky enough to get that place. So we've been slowly moving stuff in. We have to be out of the house that we're in, the little place in Macedonia, June the 6th. So we're trying to move everything, get everything set up at the other house in Brunswick. So today was my day to go. I had the washer and dryer was going to be delivered. Now, I'm sure you understand. Say, anytime you ask for repairs of any kind, they give you this ridiculous window. One, that they barely ever hit. Two, it's like they research you on Facebook to see when you're least likely to be at home and when is the most inconvenient time, and that's the time they try to book. So I told the guy at Home Depot, I'm like, man, I'm going to be racing in Pennsylvania on the Thursday. Late morning would be ideal. He said, well, we get what we get. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, okay, so when will I know? He goes, well, they'll send out a call between 6 and 8 the night before to let you know. I said, it was very kind of them. You're gonna call us between the hours of 6 and 8 p.m. the night before the delivery to tell us when you believe you're gonna go. Okay. Get the call last night, one of those robocalls. Then I got an email saying that they'd be there between the hours of 7 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. No, 11. 4-hour window. I'm like, come on. It's 25 minutes. We have kids to get to school. I don't have a ton to do with the barn today. The horses are trained up. Everybody's being prepped to train tomorrow that I need to train. Everything is going according to plan. I don't have to be in the barn today. I'm available. But it's going to be difficult for me to get here at 7 o'clock in the morning. So I get up. Actually, no, it was 7:30 to 10:30 because I woke up at 6:50. Had a quick shower. They said they'd wait there till 7:50 exactly. They call. We're half an hour out. I said, okay, I'm leaving right now. They said, we'll wait till 7:50. I have a picture of me in the driveway at 7:48 a.m. No Home Depot truck. So I called the Home Depot place back. I'm like, hey, it appears I missed your delivery crew. I was here at 7:48. I get a picture to prove it. Sitting in my house, sitting in my car, right in front of that house, 7:48. Oh, they do this sometimes. Do they? You know what? I got some stuff to put in the house and some pictures to take. We were trying to get some patio furniture. Amy wanted a bunch of pictures, and she's been there, but you want it to look right in your head, and then be able to go somewhere and look at it. So I said, no problem. You know what? Just call me back. I'll be here for a few hours now. Just call me back and let me know when they're going to swing by. I don't hear anything. 10 o'clock comes. I'm finishing up what I had to do at the house. I actually did fix one screw that was loose in a cabinet door. Pretty proud of myself. Got the stand-up fan hooked up. having a good day. It's not the end of the world. Call back. I'm like, get a different person. I explained the situation. I said, ma'am, I just haven't heard from anyone. She goes, just looking up the notes now. She goes, yeah, they said they can come back on Tuesday. Tuesday? I said, I don't know if it's in your notes or not, so let me clarify. I was here at 7:48. They said they were staying here till 7:50. They did not. I said, so one, I'm not paying for any delivery, any charges being late or otherwise, because I was not. I have proof of it. Secondly, we're starting to move in here this weekend. Tuesday is not Thursday, and no, I'm not waiting. So, here's what we're going to do. And I want you to completely understand, I know that this is not your fault, that you're just working on the phones, and that it's delivery, a third-person delivery company. I get it. So take all that with a grain of salt. They can either deliver that back here today, or they can take the time this afternoon to see if either one or both will fit squarely in their arse. She laughed. She said, I don't think that they're going to do that. And I said, well, ma'am, I guess we've come to an impasse, because Tuesday's not going to cut it. So if they can't deliver those back here, you can just go ahead and refund them. And I'm certain, I don't want to jump the gun, but I'm going to spend the next little while trying to find someone else that will deliver a washer and a dryer here quicker than Tuesday. She goes, well, with that being said, Mr. McDonald, why don't we leave the order form open as Tuesday, and then when you find somebody to deliver it quicker, call me back and I'll cancel it, and I will send a report off to head office explaining exactly what took place. I said, if you need that picture, I'd be happy to give it to you. But I was here and they were gone. So that's how my day started. It was funny for a bit. I was happy I got everything done. Now I have to go drive Flash Fly. I'll be on time. I have to go drive Flash Fly today. So on my way back to Northfield Park to check in with everybody. I'm going to throw this stuff in the garbage can at Northfield. They got a big garbage can there. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. I don't know. But I did want to talk about, I thought I would get all this done, be on my way at 9, have a wonderful video of everybody about what took place yesterday. We had a pretty good day yesterday. All jokes aside, well, we raced 6 horses. I think we had 2 wins, 3 seconds, and a third. Not a bad day at the office. So I'm going to get right to that. I talked to you yesterday afternoon about how pleased I was with Ready for Landing and the way he raced. I was impressed with the way that Mel Gibbswan keeps coming forward. You know, you can say what you want, but there is progression there, and obviously 59-31 on the end of it, and then coming back his next start, 57 and 2 or 4 or whatever. Last half 57 apiece is definitely marching forward. So happy with what I see from him. Sure, I wish he was trotting in 54 in Indiana right now. We're just not quite there yet, but hopefully we're getting there. And then Lover's Play, all things considered, I was mildly happy with her. I don't see any regression. I don't see any retreat from her, but I would say kind of a ho-hum race, but I was happy with her. Then we went into Northfield, and I'm going to tell you what, raced the first horse. I thought Prince Charmer raced great, got jammed up, and if you slow it down, you can see he was right up on top of a wheel in the last turn. So I'm trying to get him out from behind the horse on the run and back down to the rail where there appears to be a clear line for me to run. Everybody's kind of condensing down to the rail while I'm trying to hold my position. It got real tight. I didn't hear a clink or a clank, but it was tight, really tight. I get down on the inside, and then Kurt's it looked like he was playing defense outside and inside. Well, he can't have both. So I kind of shoved my legs up through there, and he moved over, and Prince Charmer really, really finished hard. I was really impressed. Probably one of Prince Charmer's better miles to date. It wasn't the fastest, but I was impressed with the way he did it. Now, I'm sitting in the car, and I see Kurt Sugg walk by with his rain gear. What are you doing? I said, hey, roll the window down. I said, what are you doing? And he goes, might want to check your radar. Oh, no. Oh, no. Pull up the radar. For half an hour, it looks like there's a severe thunderstorm coming through. was severe. It's one of those things where it just blows in so fast and so hard. I've never been in a tornado or anything, but it's such a strong storm that I'm like, I wasn't really worried about it being a tornado, but love of God, did it ever blow in a hurry. You know, one of those storms where you just see a couple of giant drops hit your window and then all hell breaks loose. And it stormed and blew and rained and stormed. It stormed so hard, I drove the car into the burn to get out of it. I didn't even want to get out of the burn to take my summer suit off. I didn't even want to get out of the car. I drove my car right into the burn. Got out, put my mud gear on begrudgingly, angrily, because here I wasn't expecting any rain. And now we have a flood. I go out and Purple People Eater. I could feel her coming up to the gate. She was grabby, but you know, how's she going to get through this mucky track with flip-flops on? I don't want to see her walking on the end of the mile. She's like 2 to 5. If she's good, she's going to get it done. Why don't we take this opportunity to just let her race properly? Why don't we do that? So that's exactly what I did. I was getting away 5th. Kurt pushed through, and I kind of drove her back into the 6 hole. I know we were going none. I looked quickly at the program. She looked like one of the best, and the other one just made a break, the 2-horse. So, I mean, at this point, you're almost in layover territory on the program, but that doesn't mean anything. She feels good. Now, we haven't spent a lot of time racing Purple People Eater from off the pace because she's been crazy at the start. But as she gets stronger, gets sounder, her muscle count comes down, her feet are comfortable, she's a little more manageable. So I got to, work her back into the 6 hole. And once you get her in a hole, like most of our horses, she settled. She was quiet. Once I started her up coming by the 5/8, it was clear. The horse in the front looks done. First over, it just looks like a dog's breakfast out there. I just filed her to the outside and let her sail. And she circled the whole field. And it was funny because coming out of the last turn, I had a couple of clients last week email me and said, Anthony, are you comfortable with her being in the claimer for $38,000? I said, $38,000 is a lot of money for an okay Buckeye filly. It just is. But to be fair, it did look like she could do the next class up where the claimer's $51,000. So, if you wanted to roll the dice on a decent looking filly that had a good 2-year-old season, now I was comfortable because her last line was very remedial, right? Very lackluster. Kind of walked under the wire 31 seconds. My take on that was a number of things. Also, you have a hood on her, a closed bridle. We actually put Gypsy Hill's aviator bridle. We only have one aviator bridle left. And the aviator is almost like see-through blinds, which may sound silly to you, but it does work on some horses, and some horses do like them. So we put the aviator on Purple People Eater and earplugs on her. We come out of the last turn, and she's going a good mile, and she circles the whole field. She's going to trot away from them. And as I come out of the turn, I think to myself, because over here in Ontario, they would announce the claim before you went on the track. Before you went on the track, I know the horse claimed. Well, they don't announce them until after the race in Ohio. I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to catch some flack if this filly's claimed the way she feels tonight. Now, surely, it would fall under hindsight, but nevertheless, it was a gamble. It was, and the way she was racing last night in the mile certainly looked like I would have lost that gamble had she been claimed. And all I could do was think about it. So as we're going under the wire and we're pulling up, I'm listening. 6 to or whatever to the winner's circle, and that's when I've heard them announce the claims before, right? Number 6 to the winner's circle, number 6 been claimed, so-and-so to pick it up in the paddock. So I'm listening. I don't hear anything. I don't hear anything. I don't hear anything. Oh, that was a lot of money. Would have been really hard for somebody to shell out $38,000 on a filly that just went in 2 minutes, come 31 seconds, right? And that's kind of what we did. We tried to do the best we could with what we had. The tools that we had were a bad chart line. Well, what can we do with a bad chart line? It was a win. It wasn't impressive. Well, let's use that to our advantage and put her in where she doesn't look like. And it wasn't like I was certain. It wasn't like I was sure we were stealing when I entered her. I just thought this is a good place for her to be. I think that's That's a fair price for her, I think. Maybe even a seller's price off that line. Certainly looked like a buyer's price as we went onto the wire, and she looked good last night. Now, we will continue on. Their next claiming price is $51,000, and in the next class, she can do up in there. But, it's no slam dunk. They went 57, I believe. And $51,000 is enough. It's enough. We'll put it this way. If somebody walked up to us today and said, I'll give you $50,000 for Purple People Eater, there would be a serious discussion. For sure. So, super happy with her performance, her attitude, her work ethic. She put it all together last night in an A-plus effort on a muddy, miserable track. So, a great job by Purple People Eater. And then J-Port Beach Boy. He's just a frustrating animal. You look at him and he's gorgeous. And I mean gorgeous. Big, beautiful, good-looking horse. And he is just mediocre. He is just the epitome of mediocrity. If you needed a mediocre poster child, that would be him. So, it's just a horse. But he's going to do somebody some good, and you hear me say this all the time, and directly after you hear me say that, it is followed by, but it won't be us. Because J-Port Beach Boy will be heading down the road at some point. Another horse, you're probably going to see him go out and win. He's got 53, 54, 55 speed. He just doesn't really want to use it on a full-time basis. Is he going to go out there and toughen up throughout the summer months, racing in the overnights and go out and win and look okay? Possibly, yes. Well, he's here because he's not a stake horse. Obviously, he's an Ontario bred. And he's now out of the class he raced in last night, which he should have won, by the way. The horse in the front was begging to lose the entire mile. And old J-Port just wouldn't answer the door. So, I don't have anything to say negatively about him other than I'm disappointed. But this game, and you know it, as well as I do, we've seen this happen time and time again with a number of horses. It can go either way. You have a horse that goes out, look at a horse like Born to Dance. If you can sprinkle on some mediocrity there, and he would be a bad horse. But he's not. He went out and did his work the other night. Almost made a break in the first turn, cleared to the front, put away the leader, and drove away. That's what you're supposed to do. He's not a great horse, but he's a nice horse to drive now. With that chain in his mouth, he's actually a nice horse to drive. As long as we don't run into a day with a bunch of shadows and a new track, I think we'll be just fine. As long as we enter him where he can do, which I think we can for a while. Him and I'm Fancy like. The difference between them and J-Port Beach Boy is minuscule. They all have the same engine. They all have the same legs. But they do not have the same work ethic. And that's what it boils down to. Now, he's going to do somebody a lot of good, maybe Saratoga, but no, I'm not keeping him to race a condition claimer in another jurisdiction because that's all he can race in. Somebody else can race those horses. It's not going to be us. We have a barn full of horses right now, and I'm going to tell you something. The more you whittle away those bad horses, I don't know why, I don't know how it works or what it is. Maybe it's just the burn morale. But every time we get rid of a load of horses that just aren't good enough, everybody else just seems to race better. I don't know why. Maybe it's me. Not yet. So that's the scoop from yesterday. That's a scoop from today. That's everything that's gone on. That's the debacle with my washer and dryer, but Best Buy is going to hook me up. I think it's going to be virtually the exact same price. And they're going to have them here on Saturday. And actually a tiny bit bigger washer, which is better for us. So all is well. I suppose it ends well. We got some measurements for the deck for some patio furniture. It's Memorial Day week, so it's I guess a good time to buy patio furniture. I don't know anything about patio furniture. But we're gonna get some of that, and we're gonna get the house all set up, and everyone is going to be happy. So a failure with the washer and dryer. I will plead not guilty when it comes to the non-delivery. Now, I would be the prime suspect to be guilty, but I am not. I did nothing wrong. So, with that, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to finish up here real quick, and head to the meadows to drive our girl Flashfly. She's up a class, no cakewalk, but you know what? She's got to learn. She's got to learn, and she's got a great attitude too, so I'm sure she'll do the best she can today. We have a host of horses racing tonight. I saw a ton on the list. Let me see. I got just a second here. Victory Blue Chip races tonight, and then he'll be coming to the Meadows for stake races next week. Flash Fly races, Collector races tonight. Dominion, first lifetime start for us tonight. He's going to need some starts. Tactical Mounds races tonight at Yonkers, as does Tech Song Soprano and our boy Drebin. Yes, he will be racing tonight. So, I'll let you go. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I thought I was having a bad day, but now it's not so bad. We'll talk to you all soon. Take care.